Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Kidder-Graves, career coach, helping you have work that works for you. And I'm doing my weekly LinkedIn Live here to talk about a really important topic that's been on everyone's mind. There's been many layoffs, especially in the tech area, over the last couple weeks. And I wanted to offer some advice, my tips on what do you do when you suddenly find that you've lost your job. Maybe you didn't see it coming and it just happened, or maybe you did see it coming. There were some signs looking back, and here you are having to do a job search all of a sudden. There's three things that I need you to do. The first thing is I want you to pause and reflect. Give yourself time. Please give yourself time, because you really want to respond appropriately to it and not be reactive. So I like to say, again, respond, don't react. That's important, because when you do decide to take action, you want to take action in a way that works for you, that serves you. That's really important. But you need time to think about it, because something major has happened. Changing jobs is one of the top 5 most stressful things that we encounter in our life. And you're going to be looking for a new job. So with this major transition in your life, it only warrants that you're going to want to give yourself time and pause. So that's what I encourage you to do. Don't take too long, but definitely take the time out that you need. I recommend at least a couple days to think about what's happened and reflect on it and look at what are the lessons learned. Whenever we can't control the external things that happen to us. The only thing that we can control is what happens to us internally. Okay. So take full control over your actions and who you are being. Do that. Because again, you can't control the outside world. But again, you want to respond versus react. So taking the time to do that and really think about, okay, this happened. I lost my job. What are the lessons that I can learn from this? What can I glean from this? Anytime something negative does happen, we should always ask ourselves that question. And we should also ask that question too when great things happen as well. But really try to look at what are the lessons that you've learned from this example, from this occurring. And then the other thing too is use this time to pause and to reflect, to get clear on what's most important to you. Reflection is the first key in my one-on-one career coaching program that I do with my clients. I want you to have clarity on your brand, what it means, how you are invaluable to others. That is in your brand. And then I also want you to have clarity on how do you want to use your brand. So what is that ideal role that you're going to be targeting in your job search? So those are the two things that should come out of your reflection, is the clarity on what is your brand, how are you invaluable to others, and then how are you going to use that? We're all given skills and talents and characteristics. There's no other person out there like you. I like to refer to it, I've referred to it in my posts as the purple squirrel. And the purple squirrel came from my days as a recruiter. That's how I was able to get into human resources, was from being a recruiter in accounting and finance. And we would get assignments from employers that we worked for asking us to, find a great candidate. And often when we would get the requirements, what they were looking for, it felt like they were looking for a unicorn or a purple squirrel. They're looking for the perfect person who has everything that they need. And that's where purple squirrel came from. I like to flip the whole idea of the purple squirrel, because again, as I was just saying, there's no one else out there like you. There's no one who has your skills, your talents, what you're good at. And I want you to embrace that. I think it should be embraced because again, and that's your brand. That's who you are. So that is the first thing that I want you to do if you've suddenly lost your position, is to give yourself some time to pause. I guess the only other thing that I would add to that is to reach out to your connections too and reflect with them. But of course, I mean, you have to dial into what's important to you, and, think about what has happened and all that. But then you can also do reflection work with friends and family, and also too with the people that you have worked with in the past, because they know what it is, what it's like to work with you. They know the value that you bring. They know how you help others, like what you're really good at. So you can talk with them, former bosses that you used to work with, and as well as colleagues. So tap into that network of people too. And then you can specifically ask them, what do you think I would be good for? Get their thoughts, get their feedback. And you can also ask them for feedback on your resume once you have a draft put together, your LinkedIn profile, and then you can, repay the favor. You can give them feedback on their LinkedIn profile. We can always, try to think of it as back and forth. When you are out trying to make connections, think about what you can do to help others, and as you are doing your job search. Okay. So add that piece of reaching out to your connections as part of, like, at the tail end of your reflection work. The second thing that you should do is, and we kind of started it already with the end of the, pausing and reflecting to respond, not react, is to put together a plan. What is your plan? And again, what's part of your plan is, what are the positions that you're targeting? What are the industries that you're targeting? And so really putting those together. And what part of it too is, how much time are you going to put into your job search? If you've suddenly lost your job, it's going to, now doing your job search is going to be your job. But you also have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're getting enough sleep, that you're eating properly, that you're getting the exercise, and you're relieving stress. If you don't do those things, how are you going to do well in the interview process? How are you going to be able to go out there and land a new role, right? That is really important. I can't stress that enough, that if you don't take care of yourself first, how are you going to be able to go out there and land a new job? So you really need to pay attention to that. You can't just brush it aside, because when you're in that interview, that final interview, and you're talking with the CEO and you're tired and you're not feeling your best, how are you going to be able to land that job? So really be thoughtful about that, be intentional, and take care of yourself. And that is part of your plan. You want to make sure that you I would update your LinkedIn profile as soon as possible. And that is actually, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to give you some tips on things that you can do right away to update your LinkedIn profile. All right. So I want to make sure I help you with that, because that's one of the easiest things that you can do, is to improve it, is to just make some updates. Okay. Other things that are part of the plan are updating your resume. Obviously, you're going to want a cover letter as well. That, like, have a cover letter template, do that. And all three of those things need to reflect your brand. And that's why it's so important that you have a lot of clarity on what your brand is, and also the positions that you're targeting. So that, again, that's a key part of what your plan is. So to be able to do that. And then once you have your schedule in place, how are you going to do this? Then you can actually start to take action. You don't want to wait forever to take action. The sooner you can take action, the better, However, again, you don't want to be reactive in taking the action. That's why it's important for you to do the first 2 steps of pausing or reflecting, and then putting together your plan. And then from there, you can execute. The biggest way to take action is something that I mentioned already, and that's connections, or like connecting with your current contacts, right? So reaching out to them, letting them know, because maybe they didn't hear that you have, you've lost your position suddenly. And then talking with them. Now they're going to want to know, all of your connections are going to want to know, how can they help you? What can they do to help? You need to be clear. And that's, again, why pausing and taking the time to reflect and put together a plan is so important. How can people help you if you don't know how they can help you? So the more you can help others to help you, the better off you are. Okay, so tell them what the roles are that you're targeting. Tell them the industries that you're targeting, okay? And then the other thing, and major part of your plan, and I did not mention this, and I should have. So in your plan, you also want to have a target company list. This is really key, because this is all the companies that you're interested in, and you're compiling it in a certain way. When I work with my clients, I have them put together a target company list in a very specific way. It's not just a dumping ground for all of the companies that you want to send a resume to, or the companies that you've interviewed with. Okay, it's very different. It's a lot more detailed. So you want to leverage that target company list, and you really want to use it kind of as your roadmap for navigating your job search. So with that target company list that you have, you could actually share it with your contacts. I recommend a list of at least 40 companies, 40 to 50 companies. So you could make it a Google sheet, and you could share it with your contacts. But don't overwhelm your contacts either, because they're really busy. They have a lot going on. They have great intentions. They're boosters. They want to help you. Ask them for something specific. Maybe look at your list, and maybe there's like 2 or 3 companies that you don't have a connection at, and maybe they do. And that's why LinkedIn is a wonderful tool, because LinkedIn will tell you who your first degree connections are, who your second degree connections are, who do you have, you don't have any connections whatsoever of either degree at this company. And you can basically ask your connections for specific things. Hey, Sally, it looks like you know Joe at XYZ company. Would you be able to make an introduction to me? I would really appreciate it. Okay, so that's something that you can do. There are going to be those companies where you don't have any connection to help you, but you want to reach out to the hiring manager or to the recruiter. What do you have in common? Maybe you went to the same school. Maybe you can reach out that way. Hi, Sally, you and I both went to DePaul University. I'd love to connect and find out more about XYZ company. Could we connect here? And then ideally what you want to do with those new connections that can help you get an interview somewhere, you can try to schedule a short conversation, like a 15 minute conversation. But that's ideally what you want to do. Okay, I think I'm already at the 15-minute mark. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some tips on what you can do right away to update your LinkedIn profile. All right, because the sooner you update that, the better. When was the last time you had your profile photo taken? You don't want it to be super old. I recommend that you get a new photo once a year. So because that's your brand, the picture of you is your brand. So, oops, sorry, I have the sunshine coming in my window and there's glare on my glasses. So sorry about that. All right. So you want to get a fresh profile photo once a year. So that would be good because again, that photo of you is your brand. If you don't have your photo in your LinkedIn profile, please in the next hour, put it in there. Okay. And it should be a professional photo. There's too many people that are on this platform that don't have their photo. And that's your brand. So if you're really going to get anything from LinkedIn, this powerful platform that will help you with your connections and with your career, then you need to have a professional photo in your profile. Then the other picture that's really important is the banner photo, your LinkedIn banner photo. That is your brand. That is a picture that represents your brand. What is your brand? What do you want to communicate? If you don't know, you could go to Canva. Go to Canva. They have lots of LinkedIn banner templates that you could check out and look at one. Don't just watch your time. Don't get sucked into it. Don't spend hours and hours picking a time. Give yourself a time limit, like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes tops to pick something out that you like, but pick a banner photo that you feel represents your brand. Okay. So these are the top 3 things in your LinkedIn profile because they're at the top of your profile. That's a great thing. LinkedIn makes it easy and it's like a no-brainer thing. When someone clicks on your name, they see the top of your profile. So that's what's most important because you want them to read your profile, linger on your profile, and you want to draw them in. So focus on those things. The other thing is your headline. Grab me with your headline. Your headline should describe your brand. How are you invaluable to others? If you are a CMO, what is it about you as a CMO that makes you stand out? How are you invaluable to others? What's your marketing superpower that really makes you stand out from everyone else? I want to know that. And I'm also curious too, if you can put a little personal tidbit in there about you. Maybe you have a special rock collection and you're willing to share that on LinkedIn. I don't know, something, because we're all people in the workplace together. So if you and I are going to be working together, I'm going to get to know you. You're going to get to know me. Let's share some common ground. I'd like to get to know you better. So, and I really enjoy that when people share a little personal tidbit about themselves in their headline. LinkedIn gives us enough room. So you can give me good, juicy information about you as a CMO, as a leader. And you can also give me a little personal tidbit about you too. So there's enough room. And you can use that vertical line that we use in Boolean searches to separate the key things. So if you're a CMO looking for a CMO role, you'll want to have that in your headline, CMO, because that way when people are searching for you, your name will come up in that search. So you want to do those things. There was something else that I was thinking of now. Those are really the top critical things are your profile photo, your banner photo, and your headline. You're going to want to update those. And of course, your experience at your employer. But I mean, those are at the top. And that's what draws the attention from everyone else. So anyway, if you need more help or if you want to know more, there's so much that can help you in doing a search and really getting back on your feet and landing a new role. And you don't want to just land any role. You want to find that role that's a great fit for you. That's a great next step that stretches you. And so you definitely want to find that, but you need to leverage LinkedIn as much as you can because LinkedIn, when you do fully leverage it, it can make things so much easier. It can make it a lot easier. I'm going to be wrapping this up, but the best way I can help you is when we do a free career clarity call. So I invite you to do that, because that way you have my undivided attention totally focused on you and your background for a good 30 minutes. And if we did do a call, I would record it. You would get it. And that way you can review it as often as you like. But I'm committed to you getting really good information that will help you in your career. And that way you can take it and you can use it and you can move forward with it. So anyway, I love working with sales and marketing leaders, because you're great at selling and marketing something else. But when it comes to selling and marketing yourself, you need some help with that. And that's why I'm here. So anyway, but yeah, so I'll wrap this up. Thanks again for watching, for paying attention. And then we'll put the link if again, I highly recommend that you do a one-on-one career clarity call with me, because it's the best way. It's free. It's the best way that I can help you. And again, I'm just focused on you and giving you information to help you, information that you can use right away and apply. So enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.